Before we start reading our story, let's learn a few words. First, gigantic. Gigantic. Read after me. Gigantic. Gigantic means very, very big. Again, gigantic. Our next word is turnip. Turnip. Read after me. Turnip. Turnip means is a kind of a vegetable. Have you eaten a turnip before? Next, field. Field. Read after me. Field. Field is a place where you can plant. Field.
This is Teacher Leizel's reading time. Here we read stories, here we have fun. When you all are ready, raise your hand. Will you now listen as I read? Now raise your hand when you're ready. Are you ready? Yes! This is Teacher Leizel's reading time. Here we read stories, here we have fun. When you all are ready, raise your hand. Will you now listen as I read?
Our story is about the gigantic turnip. It was spring and a grandfather with a long white beard sowed some turnip seeds in the field. A few days later, the seeds sprouted and then small green leaves began to appear. Before long, little turnips began to appear under the beautiful shiny leaves. Seeing the turnips grow bigger and bigger day by day, the old man was very pleased. Soon, the turnips got very big, especially one which was huge. Grandfather was surprised. It was the largest turnip he had ever seen in all his life. Before long, the giant turnip was ready. Grandfather found a spade and started to dig it up. He dug and dug, but the turnip just wouldn't come out. Then he began to pull on the turnip leaves. He pulled and pulled until he was completely exhausted. But still, the turnip wouldn't move at all. Grandfather decided to ask Grandmother for help. Grandfather and Grandmother pulled and pulled with all their might, but they still couldn't lift the turnip. Then their little granddaughter came to help. Grandfather, Grandmother, and Granddaughter pulled and pulled with all their might, but the turnip was still rooted firmly in the ground. So they called in Doggy to help them. Grandfather, Grandmother, Granddaughter, and Doggy all pulled the giant turnip together. They kept pulling and pulling until they fell onto the ground, But still, the turnip would not move. They didn't give up and asked Cat to join in this task. Now grandfather, grandmother, granddaughter, doggy, and cat began pulling on the giant turnip together, but still couldn't move it one little bit. They decided to ask Rat for help. Rat arrived in no time. Grandfather, grandmother, granddaughter, doggy, cat, and rat gave a hard pull on the stubborn turnip. But unfortunately, they still couldn't move it. In the end, they asked Ant to join them. Now there were 7 people in the whole team. Grandfather, grandmother, granddaughter, doggy, cat, rat, and ant. All of them line up in a row and pull as hard as they could. Grandfather, grandmother, granddaughter, doggy, cat, rat, and ant shouted together, 1, 2, 3, and they pulled as hard as they could. At last, the big turnip came out. Everyone fell backwards onto the ground. Happy at last, they carried the big turnip home. And that's the end of our story, the gigantic turnip. The story tells us that one person's ability is limited, but when everybody works together, even the most difficult of tasks can be accomplished. Let's review. Where is grandmother? Where is grandmother? Yes, that is grandmother. Grandmother. Where is grandfather? Where is grandfather? Yes, that is grandfather. Grandfather. Where is doggy? Where is doggy? Uh-oh, it's not doggy. That is rat. Rat. Thank you everyone for joining me. It's time for our goodbye song. Let's sing our goodbye song.
Bye bye friends, bye teacher. See you all again next time. We had so much fun and we all have just enjoyed. See you all again next time. Bye bye friends, bye teacher. Fun and we all have just enjoyed. See you all again next time. Alright boys and girls, we have come to the end of another session. I hate to see you all go. Remember what we've learned today. Remember all the fun we had here. But most of all, remember that you are amazing. I'll see you all again next time. Bye-bye.